Good morning. This recording is for pre-algebra, chapter 5, lesson 6, working backwards. Basically, it's just word problems, guys. You can handle it. All right. You are planning to go to a basketball game that starts at 1 p.m. You want to arrive half an hour early. You walk to the train station from your house, which is about 10 minutes. Then you take a train ride to the city, which takes 3/4 of an hour. And after that, you have to, once you arrive in the city, you have to walk about 10 minutes to get to the stadium where the game is being held. What time should you plan to leave your house? All right, so there's your house. There's the basketball game. And that's you walking, and the game starts at 1 p.m., but you still need to get there half an hour early. But you need to figure out what time you need to leave your house. So the first thing you need to do is, what do you need to figure out? What time you need to leave your house. You also need to figure out your arrival time. Your arrival time is 1 p.m., but that's actually half an hour after you're actually supposed to be there. And we'll talk about that in just a second. And then what time you need to spend on the train is 45 minutes. How much time do you spend walking is 10 minutes and 10 minutes. All right, so there's your house, and you don't know what time you've left, but you've been walking for 10 minutes, and you take a 45-minute train ride. And then you walk another 10 minutes, and then you have a 30-minute arrival early time. So basically, we have to take into account the 30 minutes extra, the 2 10-minute walks, and the 1 45-minute train ride. So let's work backwards. So if you want to arrive at the game half an hour early, you're really going to get there at 12:30, even though the game starts at 1 p.m. Now, if you go backwards again 10 minutes, that's when you got off the train, so it would be 12:20. Then, if you wanted to figure out what time you got onto the train, you'd have to go back another 45 minutes, which would get you to 11:35 a.m. And then 10 minutes before that is when you left your house, which was 11:25 a.m. Got it? Good. All right, so let's use the same information and apply it to a new problem. Suppose you want to be home by 6 p.m. from returning from the basketball game. If the return trip takes the same amount of time, how long can the game run in order for you to come home on time? All right, well, we don't need all of this information, so let's get rid of it. All right, so we want to be home by 6 p.m., and we need to figure out what time we need to leave. The only thing is we do not need your 30-minute early arrival time anymore, because we just figure you're going to leave the game when you leave the game. You're not going to mill around for a little while, okay? So oh, I plan on leaving. No, it's just when you leave, okay? All right, so we need to be home by 6 p.m., which means we need to be getting off the train 10 minutes before that, which would be 5:50 p.m. And if we needed to get onto the train, we needed to get onto the train 45 minutes before that 10-minute walk, which would have been 5:05 p.m. And then plus the 10 minutes between the game, where the stadium is, and the train is 10 minutes before that. So that's 4:55 p.m. So that's the time you actually need to leave the basketball game. But the question is, how long can the game run in order for you to get home on time? Well, if we remember from the previous question, all the way back here, right, the game started at 1 o'clock, which means if the game started at 1 o'clock and we have to leave at 4:55 p.m., that means that basically the game can only go for 3 hours and 55 minutes. Because if we count how many hours and minutes there are between 4:55 and 1 p.m., we get 3 hours and 55 minutes. So again, the game can only go for 3 hours and 55 minutes. Okay, that's it. Very short video today. Check that out. Just over 4 minutes. All right, I'm done. Bye, guys.